So I used to travel pretty much full-time for my work, and I stopped traveling, and I decided I want to get involved in the community in some way. And I'd always had a connection or affinity for Big Brothers Big Sisters, so I went to an information session, learned about it.
When I first heard about the Big Brothers Big Sisters from my teacher, she handed out this paper, and I really didn't look at it, but when I got home I really read it, and I told my mom, I was like, I want to feel like a little brother because I'm a big brother to my little brother. So she was hesitant at first, but I begged her, so she was like, let's just try it out, see how it is. If you don't like the person, you can just always just say, all right, I don't feel comfortable with you, we're gonna quit. But that wasn't the case, because I felt really comfortable with him, and our passion with sports and our interest in sports were, similar, but he likes the Steelers and stuff, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Things I didn't expect out of the program going into it, the level of fun that you have, doing stuff, hanging out with Efton, doing different things, texting, goofing with each other all the time, getting to know his family, having his family connect with my family. The way my family now knows my son, my daughter, my wife know Efton as well. It's been a really neat thing.
My initial response to the program was, our friends would be like, Efton, where are you? You're not sitting with us during lunch. They're confused, and I was like, well, I'm with my big brother, and they were like, your big brother? And they would look like, that's your big brother? And I was like, yeah. So they were like confused on why I was, not sitting with them during lunch, and I was just, it was an escape for me. So I was just focused on having fun. I wasn't thinking about everything and anybody. So it was just a fun time for me.
So Efton and I had been matched for about a year, and unfortunately Efton had to testify in court related to the death of his younger brother. And I think Efton's lawyer recommended that he not have contact with anyone else, so they made the decision to terminate the match. And it was right during the Steelers were going to the Super Bowl that week, and I wrote him a note, and I said, hey man, it was not your fault. I really loved hanging out with you. Gave him a terrible towel. I said, hopefully you remember me as a Steeler fan, going forward. Steelers lost Super Bowl, by the way, which is a bit of a bummer, but.
And then my mom, she got the towel. She was like, Efton, what is this? What is this? And I was like, my big brother gave it to me. It just made me forget about everything, and I was just having fun. I was waving the towel, even though I was a Steelers fan. We matched after that again, on our own terms. So that was really, good, because I really wasn't thinking about, how that affected me, because I was a kid. I didn't really know the legal stuff. That he couldn't see me and I couldn't see him because I was, be in the back room with the lawyers and stuff. But just that one towel, kept me going. So I really felt at home when I had that towel. So.
Over years, maybe 2 or 3 years, he kind of moved on to middle school. It wasn't as cool to have this, dude come in to have lunch with you in middle school. Plus, we missed seeing each other in the summertime because the school-based program, we could only be in school. So we switched to community-based program, and that allowed us to get together on weekends and do different things. And so we would go to a lot of Richmond Spider basketball games. He'd just come over to the house sometimes. We'd watch football, play basketball in the yard, throw the football around, just really hang out. So Efton used to come over to the house, and maybe it's probably 6th grade, 7th grade, and we have a basketball hoop in our yard, and my son and I like to play. So we would go out and shoot hoops, play horse, kind of goof around. I'd do 2-on-1, my son and him versus me. And his skills were rough.
Yeah, very rough, very rough.
But as he got taller and taller, obviously he was garnering a lot more attention from coaches and so forth. And just to see his skills just get sharper and sharper, and his footwork, and his basketball IQ was incredible. And I think has a good chance to play professionally in the future. So it's amazing to see from this kid that used to be in 2nd grade that was down here. Now he's the tables have turned now.
Yeah,
now it towers over me.
So it was a really good experience, just seeing him in the crowd and just seeing where I was at. And he, the first thing he said to me was like, "Oh my gosh, Efton, you're so much better." We could see my growth, and he's always kept it real with me. I've always kept it real with him. So it was just nice for him to talk to me about my growth, and it just really showed that I've been working out and just grinding, playing hard.
So I've gained a lot out of my relationship with Efton. His perseverance, dedication to a craft. He loves basketball. His humbleness, his humble nature, but just the confidence he carries himself with is really impressive. And the faith he has. He's gone through some difficult times, but he's always remained positive. He and his family have a tremendous deep faith that's really carried them through, and that's really been impacted me as well.
Well, I can't imagine my life without my big brother, the impacts he's had on me, and I just wish that every kid can have, a big brother out there like him, and the impact he's had on my life is tremendous, and I hope every kid has that same type of impact in their life when they find their big.
This has been a wonderful experience, and I can't imagine my life without Efton. So thank you so much for participating in tonight's event. We hope we've raised a significant amount of money to make an impact in many kids' lives in our community. So thank you again for participating.
Again, thank you so much.